20 states and the District of Columbia now have laws on their books that permit the use of medicinal marijuana. That's a lot. A lot of weed, a lot of money, and a lot of assumptions about this booming business, many of which may be a little off base. Hi, I'm Jim Jelter at MarketWatch, and we've taken a look at some of the popular myths and misconceptions surrounding medicinal marijuana and come up with a list we've called 10 Things Medical Marijuana Won't Tell You. Here are 5. Number 1, this is a bonanza business. It's like growing money. Not true. What is true is that a pound of pharmaceutical-grade marijuana costs about $1,000 to produce and fetches about $7,500 at your local dispensary. That's a huge markup. And the Medical Marijuana Business Daily of Rhode Island projects sales nationwide could hit $3 billion by next year. At the same time, it's a very risky business. Bear in mind that regardless of what the states have ruled, marijuana is still illegal under federal law. That means the feds still have the right to raid medicinal marijuana dispensaries, seize their assets, and shut them down. Knowing this, banks, credit card companies, and other traditional avenues of commerce are extremely reluctant to have anything to do with them, and that pushes up the cost of doing business. Number 2, you're not going to hear the dispensaries sarcastically wish you good luck getting a prescription. While it might not be hard in Venice Beach, California, try getting your average physician to write you a prescription for weed. According to MarijuanaDoctors.com, only 1, maybe 2 of every 500 doctors are willing to write a prescription for medicinal marijuana. In fact, it's not even called a prescription. It's a federally banned substance. So far, it's being called a recommendation. Number 3, this one goes back to the public. You're not going to hear patients claim they need marijuana because they really need to get loaded. No, it's all about pain. While research shows marijuana can be very effective in relieving the symptoms of AIDS, cancer, multiple sclerosis, and glaucoma, marijuana is usually recommended to treat other chronic conditions, especially pain. Now, pain's hard to measure, which means that a lot of patients claiming to be in pain might just be recreational smokers. In Colorado, for example, 94% of those approved to use medical marijuana report they're being treated for pain. Only 3% take it for cancer, and only 1% for glaucoma. Number 4, another thing you're not going to hear at the dispensary, the THC brownies may be stronger than they appear. That's because, as with any business, these guys have competition. They're constantly trying to cultivate better, more potent strains of cannabis. And they're pretty good at it. The stuff being sold today has ridiculously high levels of THC compared with the stuff in circulation 40 years ago. And since it's illegal at the federal level, the quality and the strength of the product are totally unregulated. Finally, number 5, no marijuana shop owner is going to tell you that you're really not being overly paranoid. They are after your money. Remember, credit card companies won't do business with these guys. That means it's primarily a cash and carry business. And with the amount of cash flowing through these shops, they're fat targets for robbery, often armed robbery. At the same time, early studies show that areas that have a high concentration of dispensaries do not correlate with higher rates of crime. Bars, for example, are more likely to bump up a neighborhood's crime rate. There is, however, concern that patients visiting the dispensaries could become easy targets, but the data is just not there yet.